So anyway, so the Volnay comments, questions. Cheese. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead. Question? No. Hannah, cheese.
Yeah. So for this one, as it's a little bit rounder, a little bit bigger fruit notes, I thought an Alpine style cheese, so something like the Alpha Tolman from Jasper Hill up in Vermont that we talked about, that farm in the first pairing. Otherwise, a young or middle-aged Gruyere, middle-aged Comté, something like 14 to 18 months would be nice. I think could bring out the raisin notes we discussed. It would balance the cheese, but not overwhelm it with earthiness and beefy flavors. You're kind of in a sweet spot where they would really complement each other.
Any comments?
Michael, we went up to Wineworks the Saturday after Thanksgiving and got to have the Volnay the first time. It was the first time I've ever said that a new release I loved. I could just drink it right away. I don't know if I could put it away for a few years. I'm sure I could. And Hannah, the pairing with the cheese, excellent. Both excellent.
I used to drink it out of the barrels. That was like a Volnay that was over there last year until this past spring. Is this one? Yeah, so I used to take this little guy and come taste it often because it's my favorite too.
That's where all the profit went. So and I drink it all.
Well, wine and cheese, excellent. You can't get any better.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it. Young. It's it's I think it's tasting great right now. But this wine, 10 years or more, 15 years, really will be something special.
Wow. What's the temperature in the cellar?
It's cold. No. It's here in the winter. It's usually right around the upper 40s, 50 in the coldest point. 40, 47, 50-ish. It gets down that cold. But normally it's right around the mid 50s in here.
Wow.
And a thermometer I can't get to back here, but it's but it's this cave is pretty cold because we're right over there on the other side of that wall is actually the road, and so it's not I mean it's underground, but it's not blocked in by anything, so it gets a little more colder temperature from it because it's not really insulated by anything else.
That's another reason the rents are here to they can hold off longer. No.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments?
You're talking about temperature.
Mm-hmm.
What about serving temperatures? Should you serve it cold or chilled or?
Well, cellar temperature, so it shouldn't be warm. It should be ideally, in the upper 50s to highest mid 60s. Ideally, in the upper 50s, 55, 60s, ideal for red. Nice, a fresh temperature, but not warm and not cold, not like a white wine, but right around 60-ish is good. So some people like to put, if they don't have the proper cellar conditions, they even put it in the fridge for a little bit just to take the heat off it before serving and kind of cool it down a little bit, but it shouldn't be served warm.
What does that do to the taste, the temperature?
Changes it completely. Yeah. When it's cold and cool, you get a little bit more refreshing acid and brightness to it. When it's warm, the alcohol maybe comes through a little bit more. It can be a little, hard to not, a little heavy and hot in terms of the alcohol expresses itself a little bit more. But you want a fresher temperature to really get more of the complexity and flavors to come out.
Thank you.
Michael, we went to a wine tasting seminar several years ago up at James Madison University, and the lady who was instructing one of the classes said she likes to do the 20-minute rule. And she said 20 minutes for white, pull it out of the refrigerator 20 minutes before you're going to serve it. And for reds, put it in 20 minutes before you're going to serve it. Do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because, the same thing with whites are too cold. Most Americans drink their whites too cold and it numbs the flavor of the wine. So you got to bring it up to that, 40, 50-ish temperature to kind of, open up the wine and let it, express itself. If it's too cold, it won't show well. And then, same thing with, opposite with the reds. if depending on how you sell your reds. If you have a proper cellar temperature, you don't need to do that. Anyone else? Any questions on the Volnay?
So I wanted to say that, you know, I know it's not fashionable to say this. I do prefer white to red, but this red is really smooth, really drinkable, really great. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you.
Oh, great, thanks. Love to hear that. Can everyone see the difference between the two vineyard sites, the Beaune and the Volnay? Like I said, they're about 5 minutes apart by car. But I think they're very different style and aromas and flavors. They're, you know, same winemaking. Everything's pretty much a little less new oak on the Beaune, but that's because of the style of the Beaune. But otherwise, I think, I think they're pretty different. I hope you guys can see that.
This is basically Burgundy, you know, why there's 1,400 appellations, something like 1,000. There's something like 1,400 climat that are protected by UNESCO from like Dijon, you know, all the way down. And it's because you move, you know, 100 feet and it's a different wine. It's you know, we've moved 5 minutes by car, but it's, you know.
It's all, you know, the terroir, the soil, the conditions, it all changes. And so even though it's the same grape, same winemaking, they're all very different, very expressive of their site, of where they're grown. I'm not here.
I mean,
Michael and Hannah, thanks so much. And Ivy, thank you so much for getting the wine to us so quickly.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for coming.
This
Appreciate
is
it.
great.
Right in the middle of a Sunday afternoon. I don't even know what's going on. Is it football started already? I thought maybe it might be a little bit early, but I had a schedule on my my dinner time. You know, I wanted to make sure I don't want to eat after 9 here. And plus, now we have a new curfew in France, and starting tonight, it was 6 o'clock curfew. So Hannah's got to drive back to her apartment in Beaune, and I have to fill out an attestation, a form that says she was working. She has to carry with her in case she gets pulled over, that she was here for work. Otherwise, you're not supposed to be out on the road.
so you're all witnesses that the police pulled me over. Get me out of my 135.
We'll show them this video that you were working. She was
Proof,
working.
we'll timestamp it. You guys will.
Yeah, it's been you know, everything's shut
Weird.
down, restaurants and everything, so it's pretty quiet. Is there another
Happy
question?
New Year to everyone.
Well, thank you. Anyone else? Any other comments or questions before we wrap it up?
I look forward to seeing what Hannah does when she puts together our cheese wine tour of France.
It's actually, you know, the thoughts are starting.
It's also gonna be Italy, so Hannah's
Yes.
also.
Oh, even better.
Oh, yeah. We've done the Prosecco Road. We're willing to go anywhere.
I'd love to do something in Italy. That would be a dream.
Well,
We'll start
Thank
here.
you so much. We very much enjoyed it.
Thank you, Michael.
thanks,
Hey,
everybody.
Michael? How do you find out more about visiting your place?
Well, we have on the website, but also we have a link on, if you go to the VRBO site, Vacation Rental by Owner, we're listed there, Airbnb, but VRBO is our main, you know, for renting the house and staying here. So basically the house we rent it by the week when I'm not here, and but it's all done through, Christy pretty much does the rental side of it, but you can reserve online. And I think we had some kind of, I believe, we have some kind of wine club discount from, I believe.
Be careful what you say.
so-
I'm recorded.
Yeah, there is,
I'm sure we do. Sorry, Eileen, what?
there is a wine club discount.
There we go.
So if you're not in the wine club, this is a reason to join.
That's,
All right,
yeah,
Michael.
Hannah will stock the house with cheese before you get here.
We can negotiate.
That's a great idea.
I require some things from the U.S. that I miss. We can do a trade-off. You know? Give me some hot sauce and salsa, and we'll be good.
All right, Michael, when are you going to put these wines on sale so I can stock up?
They were on sale when you just got them on. These are on sale for this tasting. You should have stocked up right now.
They are. They're $95 for all three. But they're all available anyway.
What about
95 bucks,
after
really?
this? So they're still on sale.
So after this, they are not on sale, but they are for sale. And
Yes.
Wine Club gets 20% off as usual. So definitely stock up.
Good. I'll stock up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Hannah's gonna siphon this barrel out when I'm not here.
Great. Pretty much.
All right. Well, anybody else got anything else? Any other questions? And otherwise, I'm gonna go have dinner.
Me too. We're hungry. Got a soup, stew.
All right. Well.
Bon
everybody-
appetit.
I'll be
Yes,
back in a couple. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Bye, thanks.
hopefully. Be back in 2 weeks. If I come back at all.
That was
Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Bye-bye.